What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations. And I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And as always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Welcome, Ryan. Let's leave it at that. There's a reason why I said it that way.
Yeah, that's all good. Good to see you, brother. Thanks to those that have joined us and those that will be joining us. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. We work with entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage your business is in, and then help you create a strategy to grow your companies exponentially. And as I mentioned, we are working on our new membership program. So if you're looking to get coaching on a monthly basis, definitely go to our website, acbncanada.com. Check out the business needs assessment and or become a premium member so that one of our coaches and business advisors will be able to work with you on a consistent basis. But you'll see I'm still rocking the PACU shirt, which stands for...
I hope they give you more than one shirt.
Hey,
I was asking, I'm going, I wonder how often he washes that shirt. Do they have more than one shirt they've given him? No, that's another
washing machines just on a good consistent cycle.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the Pan-African Credit Union. So if you do want to see a Black-led and Black-owned financial institution come into being, definitely go to pacu.ca and make your pledge, and you can become part owner of this credit union.
All right,
let's see you, brother.
Right back. Let's do this fast and furious because we got a lot going on today. This episode of The Morning Vibe is sponsored by the Macmillan Group, providing mortgage solutions one client at a time since 1999. Buying, refinancing, or investing, call them in Canada at 905-813-4354, or in the US 904-586-5636. And family, we got a rock and roll show happening today. I mean, woo, lots of things going on. But, I'm going to do one other thing before we do. I also want to just, for people who can't understand, it's visually, there it is. The Macmillan Group, Canada, 905-813-4354, US 904-586-5636, or you can go toll free in North America. 866-883-0885 and the website, themacmillangroup.inc.com. For people who can't keep up with my verbiage. So yes, lots going on today. I was going to show a video about how you can vote for me for the BuyBlacks.com People's Choice Awards, but you know what? There are 3 special outstanding people coming on, so I'm just going to show the lower third to show people that you can vote for me the best Black Canadian podcaster category at this year's BuyBlacks.com People's Choice Awards. Go to BuyBlacks.com/PCA/vote to vote. Scroll down to podcaster, click on it, podcaster 22, and there you go. You can vote every 24 hours. So no video, at least not at the first part of the show today. What's been going on, Ryan? How was your Saturday night?
Saturday was very lovely. Was able to attend the Butterfly Project variety show headlined by Julie Black. So her performance was awesome. But yeah, just being able to kind of be in the room and see the what was it? The not condolences, but the support for the family that the community was able to bring. Pauline Christensen was there doing an award for, I believe, the police services. So
Okay.
and again, wonderful event. Oh my gosh, Samsung was an amazing performance. He lit up the room, man. That had everybody dancing, but amazing vibes. It was really well done. And a shout out to Emmanuel and David that had come on our show last week for putting it together for his daughter Michelle, who unfortunately passed away, and it was in her honor. But yeah.
Oh, one other thing, because we got so many people wanting to do promo stuff on our platform. You would like a calendar, frequency event promotions.
Nice.
It's a calendar for 2023. Yes, it's coming, even though this year went too fast. And it gives different Black businesses listed all on their calendar. So all you have to do is make a comment and you could qualify to win the poster. Excellent. That's it. That's all. And there's so much going on. There's something I've got to get ready to put up also that's part of this, or Maria's going to give me licks. So, let's say good morning. The Liquid Green Health Show. Good morning. Good morning to Frequency Event Promotions. Yeah, you reminded me to put your calendar on display. And Divine Right. Good morning from the DMV. Yes, Virginia is in the house. Maryland, District of Columbia is in the house.
Solid.
And yes, let's vote for Dr. Vibe. Yes, the Buy Blacks Award. Yes. Boom. So we have not seen two of these wonderful friends for a while. And then we have a brand new friend for this platform, but I've had him on one of my other platforms. And you know what? We miss Foodpreneur Labs. So we need to get Foodpreneur Labs back in the house. Yes, they're back. They're back. What's going on?
We're good. How are you?
Well, better in your presence, both of y'all. We haven't seen you in a minute.
The
times. Let's say times.
Yeah. But we're better for it. So thank you. It's a pleasure to be back, and it's so good to see you both.
Great.
Appreciate that.
So what's been going on in the food world?
Oh. Wow.
or should we ask the other person that's coming on that?
I mean,
yeah.
We've been busy.
I could imagine.
We've been busy.
Could imagine. Oh, okay. You know what? Who's going to introduce our special friend today?
I'll let Marie do it.
I'll introduce it. Okay. All right. So we are very, very happy to have Mr. Eat Famous, aka
and
Ryan
honored.
Hinkson. And honored, yes.
And honored.
That he would spend his morning with us chatting about food and his favorite foods and things that everyone should be eating in 2023 to support the community. So
there he is. Mr. Eat Famous is in the house.
What's happening?
Yes. Everything's happening. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here with all of y'all. Ryan, we haven't met before. Great to meet you.
Same.
Yes.
Little King. I don't know. Ryan stands for Little King.
That's it. Oh, I know it. I know it.
Yes, you know.
I got a mug that says that and everything.
Oh, I gotta get that mug too.
Yeah, it does. Maybe not so little, but you know, King. I
Agreed.
Like the King part.
Yes.
I like the King part.
Little is perspective. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a family show, guys.
Yes, it is. So you know what? I always believe in ladies first, and there may be some people who don't know about Foodpreneur Lab, and there are people who may not know about Eat Famous. So Janice and Marie, could you just give a little background on Foodpreneur Lab, and then we'll turn it over to Ryan about Eat Famous, and then we'll get involved in our conversation today. So Janice and Marie, please start it off.
Sure. I'll let Marie have the spotlight for Christmas.
Oh.
I'm always talking, Marie, and
I love it.
I love magical Marie. So go ahead.
Janice is like, holidays have started. Marie. All right. So I'm Marie, and I am the project manager for Foodpreneur Lab. And so we're a nonprofit, and our mandate is really to help underserved communities help launch and scale their food businesses. And the specific project that we are happy to work on right now is specifically with the Black community. So we're there to help the entire diaspora, whether it's from the Caribbean or Africa, and really get different food products, not just out there in restaurants, but also specifically on the grocery store shelves, so that you can walk into a grocery store and you can pick up things that you grew up eating, or share your culture with others as well. So that's kind of
Well
what we do.
said. Well said. See, there you go.
And Janice is the grand poobah of all of Foodpreneur Lab.
Hey,
She makes sure
well,
we get paid.
All
The
right.
reason why I give them the floor is because they're such an amazing team, and I want to give people credit and my team acknowledgement for the work and support that they do for our community as well. So that's why.
Thank you.
All right.
Love it.
I was going to say king. I won't say little king. I'll say king.
Evolution.
Yes. All right. So, Mr. Hinkson, please come to our stage and share with us yourself with our wonderful family.
Sure. Thank you. My name is Ryan Hinkson. I am a food culturalist. That's just a fancy way of saying I get to run around and eat some of the best food in the city, across the world, and capture content, create content around it. I tell stories. I'm an author, speaker, writer, and just someone that's happy to be here with these incredible people today. So I'm excited to talk about food. The only thing is I'm an intermittent faster, so I usually don't eat until 12 o'clock. 12 in the afternoon, sometimes 1. So it's gonna be tough to have this discussion about all this incredible food and be thinking about it and knowing I can't eat for a couple
I was
hours.
gonna ask you how you do this job and are not like 1,000 pounds. And that's why.
A big part of it is definitely the fasting, and also when I'm not posting like that crazy stuff that you see on my account. I run an Instagram account called Eat Famous. It's salads, it's fruits, it's smoothies. You know, at home, I'm trying to be as healthy as possible. So that's another thing that's actually really, really big.
Gotcha.
Ton of balance, a lot of balance.
Wonderful.
It's roti on the weekend. It's small salads during the week.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Well, you know what? And just a little plug here, if you want to find out more about Ryan, I did have a great live conversation with him about a month and a half ago on my Black Canada Talking platform. So if you want to go there, just go to YouTube and put Dr. Vibe or Black Canada Talking and Ryan Eat Famous. You'll see it was a great conversation. So thank you for taking the time to spend with us, and thank you for joining us today. So ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about the Afro-Caribbean Diaspora Food Bucket List. Marie, this came out of your wheelhouse. So why are we chatting about this today?
Well, there's lots of reasons why we're chatting about this. First and foremost, I think before we logged on, you asked, what's new in the food world, and we're like, a lot. We decided as Foodpreneur Lab that we would highlight as many Black food entrepreneurs in the diaspora as we could, and we've actually put together this really amazing holiday food box that will be selling this Sunday at the Brickworks Market. This is my plug, okay? The whole show is my plug here. But more importantly, because there's so many amazing products and products that aren't necessarily readily available, or that aren't things that you'd find at like your local Loblaws, or that aren't used by your average influencers, the whole conversation became, how do we get people to know about these products, get it in their consciousness? What are some amazing products that are in our individual communities that we think people should be trying? And what are some restaurants, which again is another reason why I wanted Mr. Eat Famous. I'm making my own bucket list of places I want to go to in 2023. But I want everyone to sort of start thinking about, how do we put our dollars back into the community? How do we support each other? And what are some fantastic places where we can go stuff our faces in the next couple of months? So that was my whole thought process. And also to kind of encourage people to think about that in their own communities, we've launched a Black Diaspora Bingo, which is essentially just a fun little game. You don't win anything. It's just for bragging rights. But the idea is that, you can kind of collect squares as you go along and, get 2 lines and then you win. You've supported the community. So
And that's for going to different restaurants or just
different restaurants and trying different food items. So it's a
Food
mix of the two.
We will
And
get to that, show that card momentarily.
Yeah.
Nice.
Janice and Ryan, what are some what are some secrets or some things we don't know about our food? Because you both are really engaged in the food culture. What are some secrets that the general public doesn't know about our food?
I mean,
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
no, I was just saying, I've been on a panel with Janice before. She's incredibly brilliant. I was trying to sneak in quick so that I don't have to follow.
No, go in.
I don't have to follow her.
Go ahead.
That was my little trick. But no, go ahead.
No, not after that, Ryan.
I would say the vastness. I know, with the title More Than Jerk or Beyond Jerk was floating around in the discussion for this. And it's so true. We kind of start and stop sometimes at like a very specific island or specific regions. And then if you want to talk beyond the Caribbean and even beyond Africa, there are Black people everywhere who do things differently, uniquely, Southern America, Central America. And then even if we're talking about, different communities, whether it's in the US or Europe, people that are very tied to those lands at an early part of time have come up with ways to create and express themselves through food that aren't always highlighted or attached to Blackness. So I would say that, I think that's the big secret, is that there is so much, and it's not as limited and as boxed in as I think people try to assume. And so that's where I would start in terms of difference.
Janice.
Well said. I think I echo everything that Ryan's saying, and I think also, it's funny. Our motto says, "Out of many, one people." Our Blackness is exactly that, out of many, one people. And so that capturing that diaspora and educating people that, again, Black is not limited to African, West Indian. We're bigger than that. And so it does a lot more things. It provides empowerment as well, because then we realize how interconnected we are. And lastly, what's one of the biggest secrets? You can't begin to imagine how many people that don't look like, non-melanated, as Dr. Vibe says, that eat our food. Okay.
That's it.
So that's the other thing. A lot more people eat our food than we realize. And so I think this is an opportunity long-term to invite and educate, hey, this is what we have, because we've spent so much time focusing on European food. Now there's a shift. We have value, and we're sharing that knowledge as well.
All right. Well, a
quick other thing too, I think, is historically where we're not credited in terms of innovation. A lot of foods that people love that they would assume weren't made by us or improved by us. I think that's another thing too, that we're tied to a lot of foods and items that we may not be associated with or get credit for as well.
Okay, I just want to politely interrupt here. By the way, I would have liked to have been there with Ryan and Janice on that panel. Marie, that must have been next level. That was
I wasn't on that panel either, so I would have loved to see that as well.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been on that panel. So Divine Right from the DMV district, Maryland area, says, just followed Ryan on Eat Famous and your food page is bananas.
Yes,
now I want something different for lunch and dinner. LOL. Risa Solomon St. Louis says, thank you, Foodpreneur Lab, for putting together this special holiday box and supporting Black foodpreneurs. And then also, on my bucket list of places to eat in 2020 is explore more of the African restaurants in DC and Northern Virginia. There are Ethiopian restaurants, for example, that opened recently, and I can't wait to go. So you're already expanding the food mind already.
Already doing it.
Boom, love that. And I'm curious, Ryan, since Divine mentioned your Instagram page, are there any restaurants or foods that you've tried that really stand out that if a person's coming in, they should definitely try?
Yeah.
Where I would recommend going, I know a lot kind of we always attribute the best things to downtown or the core. I'm just up in North York, and there's a spot called Flip Kitchens. It's a food hall. And what they do at Flip is they prioritize like new Canadians or female-led businesses that have had restaurants or businesses before and kind of give them a first opportunity.
Gotcha.
So there's a couple spots in there, but I have two favorites. Chickpea Vegan, their Ethiopian spot.
Yes.
They're amazing.
NASA.
Yeah.
NASA's one of our
yeah.
participants.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't even know
Never
that. I didn't
been. I
even
gotta
think
check
of a
this.
person. And the food too. Like, I mean, it's, you take a look at my page, you would assume that like I would go nowhere near vegan cuisine or anything that's, you know, healthy or good for me. But I love that spot. And it's not just like, oh, I have to, you know, they're making it like it doesn't feel like it's an alternative to meat. It just feels like that would be your prime choice. It's not based on, you know, having to service like a vegan requirement or anything. Even nothing wrong with that, but even if you're a big meater, you would enjoy it. And then their neighbor directly next to them is a spot called the Ends, and they do Jamaican comfort food. And they you know, there's a lot of like fresh, cool twists on classics there. They do like a Henny barbecue wing that's amazing. You know, oxtail that sits on a smoked mac and cheese, right? So, yeah.
Incidentally, the Ends is also on the bingo card. Just put it out there. Just put it out there.
Ooh, I'll be getting that stamp. Yes, at least one stamp.
But you know what's funny? I have a challenge eating mac and cheese. I just I no, you know what? And I'll be open, not vulnerable and trans. We like our word open here.
Open, yes.
Open here. I just have those memories of Kraft mac and cheese, and I can't get it out of my head.
No.
Listen, man, it might come in the box, but there's a talent in preparation, my friend. Okay, that's see, even Ryan's not in his head. I'm telling you, man. Don't be fooled by the box, man. Don't be fooled by the box.
Yes.
I mean,
You know what the key is to the
West
best mac
Indian-
and cheese?
See, here's the Haitian spin on it. Here you go.
Okay.
I like to use 35% cream instead of milk.
Yes.
But if I'm really feeling nasty, it's 45% cream, which is basically more butter.
How's the arteries after that?
It's fine.
Listen, man.
I'm not mad
You would
at
just
that.
have a small salad afterwards.
That's
I'm
right.
not mad
That's
at that at all.
Yep.
And that's
you
for the
gotta
cheap
put a
day
little-
for sure.
Yep. That's right. You gotta cheese it up and put some onions for flavor. Listen, it's all in the preparation. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just the box. That's all it is. It's just the box.
So Frequency says the mac and cheese with oxtail vibe will convert your feeling.
Yes.
If not, we will pay for the meal.
A good guarantee. I
That's
think.
You got a satisfaction guarantee.
Oh
That's
my
right.
gosh.
That's right.
Oh, well, let's talk about some of the things that we should be trying that maybe you've tried. Like, what are some of these foods we should be trying, or places we're talking 1 or 2 places already, but what are some of the foods that are the secrets that we haven't put our lips to yet?
I mean, I have to say that a year ago, I had no idea what a chin chin was. And now my children will literally beg me for them. And they're these Nigerian style snacks, and like basically like a deep fried dough, and they're lightly sweet. The one that one of our participants makes is like they make a chocolate one, a lemon one, and then they make a vanilla one. And I like them because they're versatile, right? So it's like I can just hand them to my children. They'll eat them almost like a dry cereal, or I can put them like I can eat them as an adult on like ice cream or on yogurt or something like that, right? So I like pantry items where it has multiple uses, but I also like things that I can share with my kids so that I can,
chin
quickly chin, which is also on the bingo card.
Yeah.
Chicken stand. I've never tried that.
Right.
Very good.
Yeah, they gotta add that to the list.
Yeah, so to segue from Marie's point, what we did was we chose 15 artisanal products in the box. And the beautiful thing about this product is it doesn't require a lot of thinking. You literally open something and taste, because we didn't want to make it difficult, because it's an introduction. We wanted to simplify, and we have some amazing products from Madagascar to Jamaica to Cameroon to Trinidad and Tobago, and it's a beautiful, and Ethiopia, not to forget Ethiopians. So it's a beautiful range. So, there's somebody that does a compote out of Trinidad and Tobago, and it's cranberry with a bit of sorrel, cranberry hibiscus blend, and that's sorrel. Then we also have infused
Ooh,
fruit.
that sounds
Um,
nice. Cranberry
listen,
and sorrel.
yep.
Oh,
We have a product called Infused Fruit by Patrice, and I would literally lather that stuff on me. It is so good.
It's
And
infused with rum, which is how I feel like I'm going to be for the next
listen,
month.
That's me to the
it,
holiday season, infused with rum.
it is to die for. And then we have Yadi's pepper jellies. That's great on charcuterie boards. So it's a great package, which it's for every palate. And the beautiful thing about this is, and I encourage people, is when you buy the gift box, go beyond our community, extend that beyond our community, because that's the whole idea. Because listen, we know how we are. No, man, nobody can make us X, Y, and Z like my grandmother can. We're not competing against your family, people. We're just spreading the love, okay?
Yeah. Is the
So
box?
I just want to put that out there.
I know you said the box is going to be available at the Brickworks. Is it available otherwise? Because I'm going to Chicago Thursday, and I would love to secure a box if I can.
I'm sure we can hook you up, but it is specifically.
I was gonna get, yeah.
There's limited quantities for this time, and so it'll be at the Brickworks. If there's some left over, we can figure something out for others. But yeah, we're doing a limited run series of this box.
Okay.
And we can put that aside for you, Ryan. No problem. But
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
this was our first rollout, which we're very proud of, and it's representational of our cohort. So for us, that's very important. Keeping in mind that a lot of our participants, this was an idea that they've now turned into an actual product. So we want to celebrate and support that by ensuring that not only do we create the awareness of the product, but that the proceeds come back into the community as well, that will help ongoing support within the food ecosystem space.
So excellent.
Wow. Oh my gosh, what else? Okay, we already got questions. So, what time at the Brickworks?
What time at the Brickworks?
So the event runs from 11 to 5. That's the food market, vintage market portion. And then they're doing like entertainment with music and that in the evening as well. And they have skating and all kinds of other activities. But the core food part is going to be between 11 and 5. And it's
Sunday?
free, by the way. It's free on Sunday the 18th.
Okay.
December 18th.
All right.
Yeah.
Riza says,
and it's an amazing space. It's an amazing space, by the way. If you haven't been there, do take some time. It's, I think they'll have their outdoor skating. They have these individual, campfire site. I was impressed. And it takes a lot to impress me with an outdoor event during winter.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm sure there'll be alcohol. They'll make the outdoors a little better, Or you bring a little nip yourself, whichever you want to do.
The Riza's going, thank you for including the Bacchanal cranberry sorrel compote in the box. So many beautiful flavors to explore. And speaking about the ends, they're actually featured in the frequency event promotions calendar that you can win today.
Nice.
If you just make a comment, you can potentially win. So that is cool. I want more food. Talk to me. What else should we be eating?
What I found, especially during the pandemic, it's funny because a lot of times we think of COVID as like this very negative, harsh time, businesses failed, or people kind of went away. But a lot of people decided to take advantage and start something during COVID and kind of follow, the dreams, whether that was just based out of boredom or, maybe their employment situation changed or they just needed something to pick them up. But there's been like a plethora of, especially I find like incredible Black-led home cooked businesses, like people that are doing catering or pop-ups or delivery. They may not have a space. It's funny, Maria and I saw each other at an event for an app called Sizzle, where they help people who need food spaces secure food spaces for however long. But there's a lot of people that I was introduced to over the pandemic that are doing incredible foods. I just had, again, Matt, I'm going to convert Dr. Vibe, because there's a company called Porky's Mac and Cheese, Porky's Mac Pies. And they do like these really, really incredible mac pies, like some with shrimp, and there's an
now you got. Okay, so I'm putting the challenge out to you. You and I go to this place and we'll do an IG live or whatever from there. I'm in.
Right. Okay. Well, so they
All right,
do delivery. Oh, so again, they're one of the ones I told you they started up during COVID. So they don't have a location, but they'll deliver to your pickup. So we'll set up a location.
No, give me a delivery and
I'll bunch somewhere in the summer. You know?
Right.
I'll eat it live, because one of the things I found out is people like watching people eat food, which I don't get.
Yeah, it makes me jealous personally, but yeah, people love it. There's Cooking with Tam Tam. She does like a more like a Southern American style. So we're talking like biscuits and like these incredible wings that look like she like cloned a bunch of, like, you remember Big Bird from Sesame Street? Like cloned a bunch of Big Birds, and like these wings are massive, but so much flavor. You can just taste the love and the passion in the food. Queen Bee Kitchen. Like, so I find that I think like the names that we're going to be very familiar with in terms of who's driving, what people in the city are eating and are passionate about, or it's about to change, because there's so many people that got spots going during the last couple of years. I think once they can get spaces and get the word out about them, that people are going to fall in love with them. I recently got to have a lunch prepared by Trey Sanderson, our very first Black winner of Top Chef Canada. So he's Jamaican, and that informs a lot of what he does, his heritage, but he's doing it so differently. Like he did a caramel cake with mango caviar. So he made little balls of caviar out of mango. I don't like to use the term like elevating our cuisine, because our cuisine's incredible. I don't feel like we need to elevate it, but he's doing things just very differently, but holding very true to, like, tradition, and the skill level is there. So I'm excited for just like, I think what this new year is going to bring in terms of all of the people I've had the pleasure of just whose food I hadn't had before, say, COVID, that are just kind of coming out the gates and ready to take over.
And I'm so curious, either Ryan or Janice, which companies and restaurants have you seen that, they might want to stay small, I don't know, but should be primed to be across Canada or into the US, primed for growth? Like, who is, those little unknown ones that everybody should know, and they should be, maybe they're ready for growing?
Wow. Edible Bliss, Buchan, Sugarcane. There's a lot happening right now in the city. Like Black Restaurant Week just wrapped up a little while ago.
Yeah, by Black,
Black Restaurant Week, and some.
By the way, Ryan, fantastic job during that week.
Appreciate
both
you.
Ryans, actually, both Ryans that week. Really, both you, fantastic job that week. So just want to put it out there big time. Both you were fantastic, and there's got to be a Black man's food show in the wings, man. There's got to be some sort of Black man's food show. But I'll keep quiet on that. Sorry, Ryan.
On that note, I want to give a shout out to Roger Dundas as well, because he's been championing this for the longest while, from its infancy. And I remember us having discussions. So I'm proud of the work that he's done, and the awareness, especially this year, that he's been able to really put Black food entrepreneurs, Black restaurants front and center, because we've always stayed small. It's like, we've always say, oh yeah, we're just this. No, we're not. We're more than that. And to Ryan's point with our new chef from Jamaica, you're right. It's not about elevating the food. What it is that as entrepreneurs in the food space, we've never really had the creativity to showcase our ability. And that's what's happening right now. Now we have a platform where we can show across the diaspora what we are capable of. And so that is where the opportunity is. And we have to seize that moment and expand on it, because now there's no going back. You don't come out and go, ta-da, and go, okay, bye, I'm out.
Exactly. What's cool too is that chefs like Trey chefs like Trey have the ability to kind of make food items trendy, popular outside of the community as well. Right. And then as soon as those items kind of catch fire, then we got, like, the Loblaws of the world saying, like, how can we do a a blue menu version of Coachella, or like how can we take products from the community and actually make them mainstream so that people are aware of them and can appreciate their origins as well. Hopefully go back to the community and support them as well. But there's an education piece that goes into that, because we know what makes our culture special, and individual islands have their own food items that maybe don't even cross over, right? So even making the list or putting together the box, you realize what is standard in one culture, as I discovered with the bully beef in the first episode, is perhaps, you know, I keep joking. Jamaicans on this call, is there not? There's 4 Jamaicans and a Haitian, and I feel like
I'm Bayesian.
No,
are you?
He's Bayesian. Yeah, he's Bayesian. Yeah.
Apologies, Ryan, for making the assumption.
So good.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, you know, your community will have different food items that are standard for you, and then there's almost like a little bit of an education that goes along with it. Like one of the things that we talked about with the box is that we're actually after this, I'm going over to a studio and shooting some stuff with my partner, but we have to put together little videos to sort of encourage people. Like, okay, now you've got this condiment that you've never used. This is how you use it, or this is how you can use it, right? Some people need a little bit of a nudge.
Well, you know, before we go further, there are some questions, but I'm going to put up the bingo card. Now, it's the type is really small, but I think it's important that I put it up anyways. So I'm going to put it up, and then Marie, you can walk us through the bingo card if you're good with that.
Yeah.
Well, you sent it to me, so you got to know what's going on.
Yeah. And you can also download a version of it off of the Foodpreneur Lab website. So if you go to foodpreneurlab.com and you go to either under events, there's a section to download the card, or you can
small,
also.
But what you can see it. Well, I know family. It's unfortunately the type is small, but Marie, walk us through it. I got my pointer.
Yeah. So.
Are we gonna play out? This has me feeling super competitive. I can't. I feel like a while ago.
I feel like Ryan, you won.
Oh no!
I looked at it, but I was like, I'm not gonna do it yet. Like, I'm not gonna like put the stamps, but I'm eyeballing places, and I'm like, I got a rep, so I'm feeling.
I feel like this will be because
I was going to say Ryan already won by default.
Well, so this is because it's products and restaurants. I actually think this might be more challenging for him.
That's true.
Because restaurants are easy. Like, I mean, I haven't left the house in years. I have small children, but I've tried all these products. Right, so it'll be interesting. So the first square at the top is Jamaican honey. We kept it a little generic, but my boy Ken, our boy Ken from Lingdom Honey is really he's in the box. He's got his summer blossom Jamaican honey is in there. So right off the bat, like the idea is if you bought the box, you're gonna already have a leg up on a lot of these products. But Jamaican honey is a must. It is just something special. I never had it. But
Jamaican honey is it? Yeah, it's real.
It's so incredible.
It's real. It's real.
Yeah, like, and then every honey is different.
No Billy B honey up on the shelves here, family. Get Jamaican honey.
I didn't care about honey until I had Jamaican honey. Like truthfully, like I was like I was sick as a kid. My mom might put it on something, but it wasn't something I literally craved or thought about. As soon as I was introduced to Jamaican honey, like it's a staple, and lignum is like a huge staple in my country.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is like honey will take on the taste of whatever it is the bees are around, right? So every region, every terroir, like very much influences the taste and the flavor of a honey. So Jamaican honey is very special then.
Yeah.
Next up is Afrobeat Kitchen Restaurant. Yes. I've actually never been. So part of this is like my personal bucket list as well. Yeah. But I've never been. They're on Queen West. I mean, I feel like Ryan, if you know this place, if you want to jump in.
Yeah. So they so Victor, who runs it, he's he's had a series of like moments kind of over the last couple years too as well. Like he had come to Toronto just a couple of years ago and did the full run like a lot of restaurant owners do before they open their own spot, work at some pretty renowned spots throughout the city, but always had, his eye on having his own spot. And he just recently opened in Parkdale. I was actually lucky enough to be part of like the opening night ceremony. So, was able to kind of speak to the crowd that came about him. Paul Taylor was there, Azaz was there, Janice, who we were on panel with Centennial. And it was a great time. So Victor is from Lagos and, grew up just kind of cooking with family and brought his love for his food here. And I mean, like, there's not a lot of Nigerian food downtown in the core. So it's great to, and it's, Parkdale is kind of regarded as a very trendy and influential neighborhood. So to have something like that there, I think is great. The food is incredible. I had it even when he was just kind of like doing catering and delivery previous, but it was nice to go have a spot where you could sit and chill. And it's just such an authentic vibe. Like there was, there's music, live music, people are just coming through randomly, like grabbing a mic and dropping verses. So it's just a vibe. And I really hope people support it and spread the word about them because they're doing great things at Afrobeat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next is another one that's on my personal list that I have not gone to, Sugarcane Restaurant.
You haven't been?
I haven't been.
Wow.
It's in the East End too, right? Like I live in the West. I say that, and I've still not been to Afrobeat Kitchen, even though it's like 3 blocks from my house. But it's Sugarcane.
That's a shame.
You've been, Dr. Vibe?
Yes.
Sugarcane? Oh yeah.
There you go. Everyone's been but me. I love it.
No, Sugarcane, just big props to them. They were featured in the Miami Herald recently.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a food writer. I think she's an independent food writer, and she got them an article in the Miami Herald of Black. The article was titled Black Restaurants to Go to in Toronto, and they were there.
Nice.
And
that's amazing.
They've done the ladies that run the restaurant. They were on Family Feud Canada recently.
Okay.
Nice.
So they are
Very
their name is very, I'd say media wise, they're probably the hottest Black restaurant in Toronto right now. Big time.
Absolutely. And we need more of that. We need to,
yes.
It's like what Janice was saying before. Like, we always think of everything as like this small little self-contained thing, but we need to really just be out there in all regards of business. And I think for food, we have to really be proud of how much our food means to not just our community, but to the world, right? So it's good to see that people are getting their shine and their flowers and that due outside of just people supporting the restaurant. But,
All right, keep on going, Maria. We'll be here most of the morning, and
Absolutely.
we'll actually get to Ryan Hinkson's food time if we go through the other.
Oh my goodness. Okay, next one is anything infused with rum. So this is, of course, if you have the box and the infused fruit will work, or just infuse yourself with rum, whatever. There's no judgment in this house. However you want to do your afternoon,
Yeah.
Next on the list is the Abibi Man Project pop-up.
Oh, yes.
I know. So Rachel is actually one of our cohort 2 participants. She is a humble genius. Like,
I agree.
Talented beyond talented. I met her food before I met her as a person. But my partner had been working with her for a little while she was doing Big Man Project, and I think her pop-ups were actually part of the Buy Blacks restaurant week.
Yes, it was. That's the first time I tried it. And the okra.
The okra salad. Yeah.
That salad? Don't sleep on that salad. It's spicy. It's tasty.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few times where I've had a salad and say, okay, I don't need anything else.
Right. Yes.
Okra out of bounds.
But she has some beautiful products. She also has a Kenyan chai tea, which is also one of the options or one of the squares here on the bingo as well. But she's got a Kenyan chai tea that's actually in our box as well.
And hail up to her mother. Her mother does a lot of the cooking.
Okay, gotcha.
70 plus years old. Her mother is doing the cooking with her.
Yeah,
and they don't have a car.
It's cute. They do farmers markets together, and there's a lovely family affair, which is great.
Absolutely. Keep on going.
Okay, next is tamarind kuchela, which is not something I was familiar with before starting with Foodpreneur Lab, but essentially it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's basically like a spicy, well, not spicy. Yes, it's a spicy tart relish, like a tamarind relish. And we have a participant who's created a kuchela who's also in the box as well, Erica Foods. Really, really interesting. Like, I'm just trying to think of a really good application. One of the things that was really interesting about putting the box together was how can we use these products? And the suggestion was, you can use kuchela instead of using cranberry sauce if you wanted to, like on meats and turkey and things like that. So we're going to play with that product in the kitchen later on this afternoon and come up with some ideas about how you guys can use that product.
Marie, you've got a big challenge here. So I'm going to see how you're going to handle it. How are you going to get through all of these in the next few minutes? Or
I'm a cherry pick. Want,
you can pick. I don't want to get any upset people, but you pick. But what I'm going to say is maybe if you have, we can maybe do a special edition and go through it all in detail.
Sure. Of course.
That's up. But you do what you can because I know time is beginning to run.
Of course. Okay. I'll do one more. I have to it's a 2-in-1. So I have to give props to Bukan Edible Bliss. Not only is Bukan one of the best Haitian restaurants in the entire city, but of course, Amanda from Edible Bliss is also one of our participants as well. And that restaurant is incredible. They just reopened up in the Danforth.
Yep.
And they're doing great things in terms of like karaoke nights and fantastic food. And of course, the double whammy in there is if you go to Bukan and you happen to go on January 1st, or about that time, then you have to try Haitian soup jumu, which is our soup of independence. Our Independence Day is January 1st. And so that soup is super, super, super special should be special for all Black people because it's really the independence, the first independent Black nation. So, or republic, I should say. And so that soup commemorates that as well. So if you're going to go there, you got to order that soup or anything that they make is wonderful.
All right. Okay, well, I'm not gonna get in the fights when people say, "How come you didn't talk about my restaurant?" Like, go to Marie.
Talk to Marie. That's fine.
Talk to Marie.
It's cool.
Can I just say?
I can take
go ahead.
Something. The first row. I won already with the first row.
You gotta have cool rows.
Just saying.
Well,
are you currently rum infused though? You have to.
That's right.
12 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
That's 12 o'clock. That's right. Liquid lunch.
Yeah. Okay. On the second line, put all products.
Fantastic. We have some questions, so maybe we can spend the last little bit about questions. Frequency Event Promotion says, should new restaurants more look to opening their business for takeout only?
I don't know if only. I mean, we saw what having a strong takeout model could do for restaurant when we were, going through COVID, and that saved a lot of places. I don't know about only, just because I feel like lately, just as kind of getting back to normalcy, people are really enjoying experiences and being out together, and I think a lot of times that can do so much more. There are spots where like the food might be cool, but like there might be a server I like, or just the vibe or the music, and just being in that place does a lot for me. I think having like a strong takeout ability to service that is great. And even places that maybe never did take out before, that I think that's a consideration, like making that available, figuring out how to do that well. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know if you.
And I will double down on that because takeout is not the same as dine-in. No. As best as our restaurants can do with packaging their food and sending it in an Uber driver to your house, when you sit down and get presentation, and I experienced it this weekend. I was at Jamaica and I had been getting their oxtail, takeout, and then I sat down and everything was just laid out. I was like, whoa, I just felt like royalty. And then when you're eating it and you're putting it, it's a different feel. And just like you said, Ryan, the atmosphere, the people you're interacting with, the waitress was amazing. things like that you do not get at home. I mean, as
Mhm.
lovely as my wife is, I do not want to call her a waitress. So actually go out and experience,
Woo!
enjoy
Hey,
it.
careful now, Ryan.
I'm
All
like,
right,
you did
Careful
not.
now. You gotta go.
Back
You
it
gotta
up.
go home after this session.
Exactly.
How many rooms
And
do
that's
you
what
have in your
restaurants are for.
house?
That's what I'm trying to
Do
say.
you
I'm
have
trying
a
to
shed in the
save.
back?
I'm trying to save our
Listen,
husbands.
We're gonna send him a
I know,
box.
I
He's
thought-
gonna need it
I
to
thought-
eat.
Yeah. Can you clarify what you meant by it's not the same? What did you mean? Like we don't bring it to the table for you? I'm just kidding.
Exactly, you're right.
How-
I have to bring it myself.
However,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At a restaurant, you actually
Oh
get
my
a
goodness.
waitress. Your wife
Serve it,
is not a
yes.
waitress. So I'm trying to
Okay,
right.
say
so
That's
so
right.
so so
Yeah.
look who just commented.
Oh,
But on that note, I want to bring a different lens to that question quickly, which is we understand that there's that in restaurant service as versus takeout. What also dictates that is the model and the dollars and cents that the business has. I mean, let's not lose sight of that as well, because everybody who has a dream of a restaurant does not envision takeout being part of it. It's what you can do where you are at. So if you have to start at the takeout position, then you start at that until you build the business, and then you can expand into dine-in service. And I don't want to dismiss that, because at the end of the day, I come from a dollars and cents perspective, a business model, and that is what you have to look at, because we've seen a lot of restaurants have done dine-in service and they have not survived, because they've either failed to recognize the importance of takeout and vice versa. So there's not one model that fits both. It's what you have in your position at that time or able to deliver on, and then you expand on that.
absolutely. Like margins on restaurants are like 8 points, guys. It's
Yep.
so
Exactly.
slim
Yeah.
and it's so volatile. And really,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a universe where you're just doing one. Really, restaurants that are like batting it out are ones that are really adopting multiple revenue streams.
Yeah.
So they are doing takeout and they're doing a fantastic job, and they're doing dine-in and they're doing pop-ups and collaborations. And guess what? They're also doing
Yeah.
product,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So like
Yes.
restaurants who've understood that like people want to bring that salad dressing or that jerk sauce or whatever it is that they're making that's unique to them, they want to bring that home. Those are the restaurants that are really understanding that like they can be part of their customers' experience at home with their food.
See, I
Right.
wanted to
And a
speak-
multi revenue stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're Ryan. Did you want to add, Mr. Hinkson?
No, I
something?
think that's why earlier I tried to sneak in before Janice. That's why I said earlier.
Gosh. Another question from Frequency Event Processors. With innovation the keys to the Porsche or the Ferrari vroom vroom, what should new restaurants focus on to retain customers and repeat business?
I'm gonna let you sneak in there, Ryan. Go ahead.
I wasn't ready for this. Well, so in my world, like on the content creation side, I do see what like a connection and a powerful story can do to create instant fans of customers, and turning customers into like advocates for you. So not just they coming to you and supporting and buying, but wanting to share your story, being proud to be associated with you, telling people about you, recommendations. I know I eat through pretty much like a referral system. What I mean is like I'm checking to see what people are talking about, whether that's personal conversations with my friends in our WhatsApp group or scrolling through IG. So, if there's anything interesting, special, unique about you that you can kind of share or have out there as a talking point that stands alongside your food and your service, I think that's always something great to think about in this digital age. Your reputation is just spread wider and quicker. So if that can be filled with positives and admiration, that's something I think that we should always be considering putting into the mix if we're stepping out with a new restaurant or venture.
You know what? I just thought of an interesting thought. How many restaurants have a mailing list?
Probably not as many as should.
Should I give out a free game?
Of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And Ryan Knight will know where I'm going with this. If you have a mailing list, why don't you periodically send out a video message to that mailing list?
True.
Because obviously people who have come on your mailing list, they want to get information from you. And if you can send because I'm big on, people who don't know, I'm big on video messaging, but sending a video message to your target audience, probably they're gonna probably look at it, and sending that as part of your monthly email newsletter. Just a thought, just putting it out there, because I don't think a lot of restaurants, and I see Ryan Hinkson say probably not a lot of restaurants are probably doing that. And it would save someone having to I got to go to my Instagram. Instead, it goes right to their mailbox. They don't have to scroll on Instagram to see what you're doing. It's personalized to that specific group, and maybe get people to, hey, if you go on my mailing list, I'll send you a video message with our upcoming events instead of you having to scroll on Instagram. Just a thought, free game.
No, I like that. I like that because, again, anyone who's putting content out knows that you can sometimes, or not sometimes, often we're victims of an algorithm. Sometimes it works.
There you go.
It doesn't. I can't think of how many times now I scroll and I'm like, I'm seeing like accounts and content. I'm like, do I follow these people? Do I know them? Like, I have to search out the people that I know. And, you may not always do that for a restaurant. So I think that's a great idea if you can directly communicate with people who have already agreed to have you, be able to contact them, then yeah, for sure.
And people, just to know, Mr. Hinkson is a social media samurai. So listen to what he is saying. And again, I'll refer back to the conversation we had. Before he started doing Eat Famous, he was doing social media content creation with one of the biggest consumer brands in the world.
Excellent. Love it.
Right? So sorry I jumped in, Janice, because I know when you come in, it's done. So sorry I jumped in there.
Yes.
No, I was gonna say to the question that was asked, really, what you're building, creating are relationships. And so if I come into your restaurant and I'm feeling like the king or the queen, and I leave with that feeling through the door, by word of mouth, I will share that experience. So what it is, it's the experience that you're creating, whether it's real or not. It's how I feel when I leave. So the food is part of it. My interaction with your staff is part of it. And that is why excellent service is so important. It's one thing when you don't have the food and you go, no, it's done when I have none, versus, hey, can I make an alternative suggestion? This is amazing.
Yeah.
So that speaks the difference. Okay. And so I think as we are growing in this sector and we see more opportunities, there's an awareness, and I cannot stress this more. We must invest in service. It's not just about selling the food. Selling the food is only part of the experience. The service is essential to the continuum of that, to ensure that it's full, that I leave away feeling full, emotionally and spiritually. That's what we're looking for. And that comes across the board, whether it's retail, food, any experience that you have with another. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, they buy you before they buy your food. And,
Thank you. Exactly.
And just to piggyback on what Janice is saying, I took an associate to a restaurant last week. I won't give the name because you didn't mention mine. You didn't mention. So we went to this restaurant, and the server, really nice guy and all that. And I've been to this restaurant a few times. The person that was with me saying, they treat you like a king.
Right. Yes.
And she said, right. She goes, they treat you like. She goes, I feel like I'm with a VIP. I said, I'm just a guy. But she said, and that impressed her right there. The way they treated me. Didn't ask.
And here you are talking about it.
Yeah.
That's my point. And here you are talking about it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Let's some more comments. Divine Right says, I'm immunocompromised, so I don't want to dine in. And there is a wave of viruses, flu, cold, and COVID together. And it was heartbreaking when I wanted a delivery and the places don't offer it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's where I was saying, like, places that didn't do it, I think they do need to be able to look at trying to figure out that model. Not every place may make sense, but I think more places need to figure that out.
All right. Frequency saying thank you. Panelist Vibe and Night. Risa goes, video message, cool idea to add. I'm telling you. Share Night goes, just wondering, do you coach restaurants on how to maintain consistency in the quality of the food. I find it challenging to get the same quality every time, not at every restaurant. Good statement. Who wants to speak on that? Janice Marie, about food quality.
Um, well, first of all, great question. One of the things that we have to also keep in mind is that we're having some supply chain issues. And so the quality of the food is going to vary like no time as we are in the present. And so the suppliers that maybe we were so used to having, we don't have access because of droughts in certain countries, environmental issues. But having said that, I think it also allows the opportunity to create new menus based on what's in our own backyard. And I think I have to drive home that emphasis, which is, we need to look at, okay, what are we growing? What are our local community farms doing? What are they growing? And pull from that from our local farmers, Black and otherwise, and have that part of the brand story as well that you build into the menu, because then that just takes everything up to the next level. And so, the quality of the food is going to change in all aspects, whether it's beef, whether it's vegetable, whether it's grain, it doesn't matter. It's going to have an effect. The question is, what do you do with those products that you're kind of limited to use because of the current situation? And I'll throw it over to Marie if she wants to add.
I was gonna say, I think we also have a skill shortage as well in the industry. The last 10-15 years, we've had like so many amazing cooking shows. Like, I cannot tell you how many people are like, I'm gonna become a chef, and then they go through the training or they work in a restaurant, and it is, it's a hard life. I'm married to a chef, so I can say like it's a hard life. That they work incredibly hard, the craziest of hours. They don't see their families. It's and in some cases the pay isn't there as well. And so the pandemic really brought that home. Like, restaurant workers often don't have sick pay. They often don't have vacation. They often, they had to rely on CERB, a lot of them, if they're not salaried or if they're not working for a big franchise. And so the industry as a whole needs to change. And when there's more consistency in the workplace and in the standards for the workers, I think we're going to start seeing more consistency in the food itself. But most restaurants are having a really hard time attracting and retaining talent in a meaningful manner.
Ryan Hinkson, anything you want to add to what was been said?
The first thing that came to mind is exactly what Janice said about the supply chain issues. I know that can impact it. I guess because those variables are out of people's control, right? So I think if you at least just maintain a standard for yourself, so you may not get that same cut of beef or that same variety of lettuce, but if your standards are to prepare the best food, the freshest food as possible, then at least you can guarantee the enjoyment, right? You may not get that exact same thing, and I'm not mad at a little bit of ebb and flow in a restaurant, because at least that feels natural to me. When I think of perfect consistency, sometimes I'm thinking of a large corporate kind of fast food model, which doesn't always reflect seasonal changes. Like, embrace those kind of things. I think those are the kind of things where it's like, if we may not be able to get the same things, what's fresh, what's in season, what's new, what's interesting, what's in the Foodpreneur Lab box, right? Like, I think I can be a little forgiving of restaurants if not everything's the same, once I know that effort and passion is there.
Excellent.
And one thing, just to touch on what Maria was saying around the skills shortage, I find when the main cook isn't in the kitchen, that's when the quality really shifts. Yeah. So not having that sous chef behind you that can just take over, because that main chef is going to get burnt out. So I'm seeing that happen too.
Tim Frey, a gentleman who knows a little about this industry, says every new restaurant needs to look at technology integration in every aspect of their business, especially including guests, to share the experience in real time. Very true. Very, very true.
Yep.
And Cher says, thank you. Yes, freshness is what I wanted to get across without being disrespectful. So, folks, we got through it. Any more comments we got to make other than playing bingo?
I hope to see everyone at the Brickworks event on Sunday, on the 18th.
Wonderful. Ryan Hinkson, what's next for you? Are you actually going to take a break?
You know what, I'm off to Chicago this end of this week, and it's like a pleasure trip. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna go see the Bulls, and then I'm gonna come back and just, you know, put my feet up and become rum infused for the holidays.
Rum infused.
Love it.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, Ryan, how much do you travel these days?
It's picking back up. You know, like COVID had put a very harsh stop to that, and I had a baby at the just before the pandemic as well. So, you know, that had slowed down. Thank you. I was telling Dr. Vibe, she was trying to sneak in the room. It's her room, actually.
The room, her room. Gotcha.
She was trying to sneak in. But yeah, I mean, but the traveling's picking back up. I'm heading to Houston in February for a big kind of barbecue festival that they have.
Oh, take me, please. Take me, please.
For Lobster Fest in spring, I think, or summertime. So a couple trips are packing up, are starting to, you know, fill up the calendar.
Janice and Marie, what's next up for Foodpreneur Labs?
We got.
Well, go ahead, Marie. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the new year, we're getting ready to ramp up cohort 3. So we're going to have applications open up for a whole new stream of 50 Black entrepreneurs who want to either scale or launch their business.
Nice.
So they'll probably be at the end of January. And then we'll have that new cohort start fresh in April.
Janice?
Sweet.
Anything on that?
I'll be tapping into the rum infused gift box. I'll have my head in the gift box.
She'll be rum infused until Black History Month when everyone wants to chat.
Till March.
Till March. Yes.
Wow. Well, look, family, I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your positive, productive schedules. Really good time. And Maria, if you want to come back on and we can go completely through the card.
Sure.
We'd love to have you to go completely, because I know you're going to get calls from somebody saying, you didn't talk about me. You didn't.
Listen, we can do a card. We can do a card every month if you want to. Like, we can do this. We can keep doing
Let's
this.
talk about that. Yeah. There we go. Let's talk about that offline. So look, all the best to the holidays, for all the best for the balls. So each one of you, hopefully you'll get some rest.
Yes. Rum infused.
There we go. I guess that's the theme of today's conversation. Rum infused. So thank you so much. Remember to give yourselves grace and don't just manage your time, manage your energy. And everyone that you saw here, folks, follow them on social media. They are very, very active on it. And I love Ryan. I love your picture in the chair, by the way. I think next time you come on my platform, that's what we're going to open up with. You sitting in the chair. Where was that taken?
That was I can't remember the name of the studio, but the photographer is DeGray Photo, Black-owned photo business. Nice. Donald Burrell, incredible photographer. We do a lot of work, so shouts to him. He's super creative. So yeah.
I had fun going through your catalog of photos and being like, which one am I going to use? And can I use this? It's great.
I love that. Use that. I love that. Nice. That's me at 12 o'clock every day, just like that.
Drop Burger is very good.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good one.
All right. All the best, ladies. Stay safe and stay healthy. Well, you know, we should always. Janice always gets questions at the end, so I don't think we
bonus time.
Bonus time. Let me just see if there's anything else. No, everything's good today. So, Janice, thank you, especially for being the driving force behind Foodpreneur. Thank you so much for all you do for all of us. And look at this. And I got a request.
Bring back
bingo. Need a part 2 after the holidays with all. See, we're already getting a request.
Boom.
There you go.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, Janice.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Be well. Okay, Mr. Knight. That was an epic conversation today.
Hey, Ryan was right. Definitely makes you hungry, ready to go. At least enjoy lunch. Lunch is coming up soon.
Well, he's got a little under 2 hours to wait before his next eating foray. But yeah, that was great. And yes, we will definitely talk offline with Marie about coming back, going deeper into the bingo card
Yeah,
because
good idea.
time didn't
Good
permit.
idea.
And if I would have planned this better, we would have just gone through the card right from the beginning. But a lot of you have not met Janice, Marie, and especially Ryan Hinkson before, so we want to make sure we spotlight success in our environment, and each one of them are doing phenomenal work. I think that this fantastic. Good morning, Dr. Tachi, just jumping in right now, and no problem, Dr. Tachi. Make sure you check out Dr. Tachi on Mediascope Wednesdays, 5 p.m. on Instagram Live, and then 6 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the livest program about media, tech, and pop culture. You know what we have to do? We have to do a giveaway.
True. Yes, we got the
we have a giveaway
in.
to do. So let's get So just put in a comment on whatever platform you're watching, and we're going to do a giveaway for a Frequency Event Promotions calendar. And actually, it was nice. One of the businesses is spotlighted on the bingo card.
Excellent.
So that works out well. So let me go giveaway tool. Let's get it up here. All right. How come I've got no entries? That don't make sense.
Yeah, we definitely had the comments.
We had the comments. Let's see. Let me do a refresh. Okay, we don't need you to see that part. So let's do this. Let's stop the screen. Let me do a refresh and see, because that didn't make sense. Broadcast. Let's see if it's going to happen now. There we go. Beautiful. We got it right now. So we're going to do a giveaway live, share screen. This is what I love, doing things in real time and showing flexibility. All right. So you haven't entered. You're too late. We're doing it now. Here we go.
Hey, who we got?
Share Night. All right. So Share Night is our winner today. Hey. So what you need to do, Share, is go to info at Frequency Event Promotions. Let me just get it down here. There we go. So what you need to do, Share, email info at frequencyeventpromotions.com and put the morning vibe in the subject line of the email. And you will get a calendar. 2 ladies of one, back to back. Hello. There we go. So what's going on for the rest of the week, man?
Yeah, winding it down, going into the holidays. I got a birthday coming up on Sunday. So
yours?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Wow.
Turning the big 40s. So
happy birthday. Well, we're going to see
talk
on Friday.
Yeah. So,
wow. That's big. That's big. Congratulations, man. This is great. That. So let's see some other things here. Congrats, Share. Dr. Tachi says. Frequency, of course. Congratulations, Share Night from Frequent Event Promotions. Yeah, thank you, Frequency Event Promotions. Dr. Tachi, yes. Share, thank you.
Cool.
Wonderful. So quiet week. Okay. I don't believe you're gonna have a quiet week.
Keep it low key. How about yourself? How's the week looking?
Yeah, it's a positive, productive week, and I'm so humbled because I love celebrating success, not only my own but especially others. And there was we were talking before we went live, Ryan, myself, Marie. There's a lady that I'm helping because I can't stand the word mentoring. She won a $10,000 grant.
Booyah. Love it.
From an organization in Parkdale, and another lady I helped. She launched her coaching program. She's based in Calgary, and another lady who had the opportunity to present her health and wellness products for people who have allergies to one of Canada's top retailers.
Okay.
So last week was amazing. I was so fired up last week. Brian Singh, let me win. and Divine Right goes, happy
he comments too late. Yeah, I got a comment.
No, he did comment. He did.
Was he? I didn't see his name.
He did comment before, but and it's interesting. So if you here's a caveat here. If you want to win, comment either Facebook, YouTube, because I don't think it picks up the. I don't.
LinkedIn might not.
I
Pick
don't
up
know.
It
I'm not
should.
sure. Not sure how it should, but
Yeah.
you know. And Roger Dundas agreed. Agreed to what, Roger? but hey, folks, and again, big shout out to buyblocks.com, and a good segue. People need to vote. People need to vote for Dr. Vibe
True.
for the best Black Canadian podcaster category. So go to buyblocks.com/PCA/vote to vote. I didn't show the video today, but you will get it first thing on Friday. But I'm also going to be, I did something on my Instagram page. There's a post, and I'm also going to do something on my YouTube page, full video on how to do that. So that is it.
Right,
and as you've been scrolling along, if you see scrolling on the bottom, you can watch replays of this epic conversation on the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and then on the African Caribbean Business Network. You can watch it on Facebook, and then also on their LinkedIn, and Ryan's page on YouTube. Anything else we got to take care of today?
No, I think we're good.
Oh, there's one last thing.
Conversation as always.
Yeah, if you want to promote your business or service, like the McMillan Group has been doing for about the last 6-7 months on Mondays, contact me at drvibe@drvibeshow.com, and also at like Ebony Occasions does on State of Things with Age Jill and Lala, and we did quite the deep product dive for Ebony Occasions. That was wonderful. And Roger says, absolutely. Thank you, Janice. Absolutely. People, I mean, Janice and Ryan and Marie, great people. And Frequency Events goes, salute to Sir Roger Dundas. I didn't know he was knighted. Wow.
Honorary knights.
We have royalty on our show now. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's close it off. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get stronger to get smaller. Block assumptions and aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Remember to give yourselves grace, and don't just manage your time, manage your energy. We'll see you on Friday. I think we have Ray McMillan on Friday.
Yes.
I think we do. Let me just double check. Yes, Ray McMillan is on Friday. So really excited to hear what he's going to be chatting about. Everyone have a great week. And really don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Really important. Really, really important. We'll see you on Friday. Be well.